This is a tactical exercise for the Silver Avenue Apartments. You're the first arriving unit on scene. You will assume command. Battalion 1 has been delayed en route and will not arrive for several minutes. Due to the size and complexity of this incident, you will assume stationary command mode and will not pass command until the arrival of the chief officer. Your crew is radio equipped and the remainder of the first alarm dispatch will all be on scene within a few minutes. Your task is to describe how you will respond to this incident. Depending on the amount of fire that I initially see, if there's more than one room at Lex on fire, I'm going to call 211 just to get the extra units en route. I will also have my crew start working on egress or possible priorities and pulling the person out if there's someone near the fire apartment. This time we're a ladder truck, we don't have any water, so we have to do the logistic type parts of the fire. What's going through mind is I'm thinking coal is wealth. I'm worried about the construction. A lot of apartments, especially on the second floor, have a cock loft, and even on the bottom of the floor has a small truss wood area, loft area where fire can run prevalent there also. Of course, when the first engine gets on location, that needs to be an initial attack on the fire to see if we can stop it. Occupancy is a worry because I need to figure out how many people are in there. It's 5:30 in the morning. That's a time issue in my Coles Wealth. I need to make sure that we find everybody and at least knock on the doors, at least start waking people up, try to get the ambulatory people out of their apartments that way, and then we can work on the few that aren't ambulatory. Apparatus-wise, like I previously stated, I'd call for a 211 just to get some extra units. Possibly going to need 2 or 3 trucks at minimum on this. If this fire gets out of hand, we might have to do trench cuts. We may have to additional just manpower to pull people out or to force entry into some of the doors where people aren't answering just because of the time of morning is and it's cold. The 5-mile-per-hour wind, I'm worried about that. So it's a weather issue in my Coles Wealth. It could possibly make it harder for the fire to put out. 5 miles per hour is really not a ton. Our fans work. If I needed PPV or with my fan in the truck to keep it at bay, with the line, of course, that could keep the fire down from it. The street conditions, apartment looks pretty open on it. Of course, you want to leave your ladder trucks toward the front so you can start laddering it. Of course, have one fire engine, and then you're going to have to use a apartment lay on this to get into the front, alpha side because side is showing to the street. Exposures. Technically, the exposures is mainly the apartment buildings themselves. That's the biggest concern about this is not only just knocking the fire out, is all your exposures. This can turn from a small fire into a very big fire very quickly. Again, the life hazard would be my biggest concern. I'd start going down my priority list, which is firefighter safety and civilian safety. Yes, you want to worry about your exposures and conservation, but the safety is priority. So my biggest task was to see who I could wake up, get out of the fires, and set up an initial attack engine to go in and knock out the fire. Plus work on the ventilation. Once the chief gets on scene, I would ask to see if I could go up and ventilate the top part of that apartment itself. That's my final answer.